What's up, guys? Back with another analysis for the week. Um, Gonna be looking at the usual as is on the channel. So it'll be DXY, US30, US100. Also recently just sneaked in gold and Bitcoin as well. Gonna have a look at Bitcoin as well to see on what's really happening. But overall, let's just zoom on onto the monthly. Um, as is, if you guys have been keeping up with the previous videos that I've been uploading, we are within the current channel. If I do zoom in here, you're going to obviously see there's quite a lot, but there's a formation in a candlestick pattern that I'm seeing here that's actually giving me extra confirmation into why I'm very much so bullish on DXY. But I will zoom in onto the weekly just to show you more to that. So as you see on the weekly, there's been a lot of like ranging on the support, monthly support trend line on the channel and inside the channel. So now I'll zoom into the daily. We are seeing an overall head and shoulders pattern formation. We saw price broke through this neck level of the head and shoulders, breaking above and retesting. And I am expecting continuation to the upside, and where we will see maybe a slight retest around this one here and continuation push to 101.057, which is around this level right here. So now that we have kind of just concluded in that, we will move into NASDAQ. There were a few positions that I actually did place in with I think NASDAQ and Bitcoin. I will go over them now as is. So as you're seeing, um, with NASDAQ, with the indices, I mean, so continuation to the upside. Just a bullish trend consistently so, but obviously when you have to zoom in onto the small time frames, you can be able to see on the real pullbacks that have been happening within certain levels. So as you guys can see, we have been on a bullish trend. So I was expecting as if this level right here, this level was supposed to kind of just like retest and come back straight down to 23,971.6. Reason being because like I felt as if this gap was not closed completely. But yeah, and anyway, it is what it is. We are in continuation in an uptrend as is. So what we could be expecting, I wanted to actually just map it out properly. So from this level here, retest, pull back. So what I am expecting is a continuation to the upside on NASDAQ. But for this week, I do feel as if we need to close this gap and actually coming back into this previous high that we had broke through and retest and continue to push into the upside. So what we will be expecting as shown is that this level will be a very crucial zone. It's going to be very respected, straight pull back, and then push to the upside. So yeah, based on heavy fundamentals that we are going to be receiving this week, I'm expecting a very slight pullback to the downside at this level here, which is 25,146.0, and then a continuation to the upside. Now, we do see US30. So US30, same situation. I was expecting also the same outcome with that because this is very strong resistance level that was continuously rejected, but we actually shattered and broke through this zone. So as you guys can see, we are within bullish trend. We'll just extend that to up top there. So yeah, what I am going to be expecting is either or. This is a very strong resistance level, so I'm just going to actually kind of take this out from the wick that we see. Excuse me. So from the wick that we see from this level right here. So either or, if we don't get a pullback to 46,780, we will maybe see a pullback around this one right here, which is 47,043.37, and then a slight push to the upside. So yeah, be on the lookout. This gap obviously still needs to be closed. So we are going to be experiencing a bit of downside for today and Tuesday, and then a continuation push to the upside as is throughout the week. What else are we going to look at? Let's actually jump into Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin, I did expect it to actually drop by a margin, but I did manage to squeeze in because I had like 2 positions in on Bitcoin. I just managed to squeeze in a 1, 2, 3 position on Bitcoin. I think this was yeah. When my first position got hit, the take profit got hit, and then the second one was around this 104.339, but we didn't manage to get to that level as is because price came and shot up and then completely stopped me out. And this was during I think during the time, I think 30 minutes after New York session had just opened, and then in continuation and drop just came, and yeah. But I think as is, I did expect Bitcoin to be a bull bearish, and then maybe after tapping into the zone, we're going to push to the upside. But I am seeing that on overall, we could be pushing back straight up into this area right here, which is this one right here, which is 123,412. So yeah, we'll have to kind of just wait and see how things play out with Nasdaq. If we maybe do get a slight pullback, this is because I am seeing that there's a little bit of like a bullish momentum that's actually creeping in. So yeah, if we maybe do get a slight pullback around this level right here, continuation push to the upside, then I will look for any buy entries. But I think for now, I will be kind of just waiting on the sidelines. I think Bitcoin's a little choppy for me to actually like dive into currently right now. So we'll have to see how that plays about. But I think for gold has been on a bearish move, and I wasn't anticipating that we're obviously going to fall quite crazy as gold. But what I am expecting is obviously now that I'm just going to zoom in onto the daily, we are seeing quite a lot of my levels being placed in there. So price has been on a bull run for quite some time, for a very, very long time. Now, when we zoom in onto the 4-hour, right, there was an M formation that kind of like played out. It was in a trend line that actually placed out where price came through, broke, retested this specific level right here, and then dropped. So now this is the second trend line, which has now been broken. So a retest, and then now we're breaking straight to the downside. So what I am expecting is possibly for for gold is that there's going to be two. This is going to be a very strong area of support for me. If we do see a break below that, then we'll know that we have continuation in bearish move to the downside. And this level right here, it's going to be a very crucial zone for me to take into consideration as well. So if we do come back in range and tap into 4,112, then I will be looking for sell entries within the zone right here, because we are seeing very strong rejection around this level as the price comes through, taps in within the zone and then drops again. So when we kind of just watching gold very, very, very closely, as is, if it does drop any lower, then what we will be expecting is this. So from here, slight pullback. Yeah, and then drop onto this way. So if we do break below, do wait for maybe a slight pullback around this level here, and then maybe enter in as is. That's what I'll be looking for. And then seeing how things play about as is. Just to give you guys a heads up, this is not financial advice, this is educational content, so please be advised that I am not trying to advise you on certain things, even though you might think that you are being advised into taking a trade of this sort, but it's just more educational content, and actually just showing you based on how overall structures are actually kind of like moving, current overall structures moving within the different symbols that I do look at on a regular basis. But I think for now, that is pretty much about it. I think if I do jump into the fundamentals though, is that we are going to be having quite a heavy week. Looking at, I think, starting from Tuesday. So Visa earnings are going to be released. I think Wednesday is Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet. Alphabet meaning including Google. And then Thursday is a really massive one. So that is Amazon, Apple, and Coinbase. So these, the ones that I'm actually highlighting and mentioning right now, are very massive common companies that really take up a large amount of like kind of market share within the indices that I do trade, which is US30 and US100. So yeah, please be on the lookout for that. I think that is going to really kind of just give in through overall direction and also kind of momentum based on what we are needing within the markets currently right now. And then now to catch up on kind of just the overall USD fundamentals. We are seeing FOMC funds rate release on Wednesday, so there is a forecast that we could be seeing a drop in the basis points. And on Thursday it is GDP, advanced GDP, and then Friday is core PCE. So, but these are tentative. So it's not really confirmed as yet, because obviously the US government shutdown is still happening and is in process. We are going through, I think, over a month now since the US government has been on shutdown as we are speaking. So we might see a bit of change in the fundamental news not releasing on the day of it being expected it to be released. Also, currently now is also going through a lot of trade trade war deals with some other companies. I mean, not companies, but countries. So I think China's one of the big ones as well too, and Canada. So yeah, we'll see on how things actually play out. I think just be on the lookout. The ones I'm actually looking more for is I think the earnings, because I think that's going to really bring in quite a large amount of momentum within the markets. But overall, yeah, I hope this was very much so helpful to anybody that is obviously going to week in trading. And yeah, please do like, share, subscribe. We are, I am currently opening up our TikTok account as well too. So I will be sharing that as well on here next week. So we are just putting everything in place as is in making sure that the information is correct and also getting a bit of approval because I'm trying to also do a lot much more TikTok live streams so that I can be able to kind of just engage with a lot of the people that are within the community of within the trading community as is, and also some that follow us on Instagram. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye.